Hey y'all, it's your baby boomer Kitty Lane from the peninsula in Virginia. And I'm sorry. Hey y'all. So sorry about that. Sitting here in my own world and I looked up and I was like, time is gone. And I'm still sitting right here. I gotta work. I do. Got caught up in a project outside of crocheting today. So I got some stitches to make up, y'all. I seriously have some stitches to make up. Did my grandbaby's hair. And I don't know which grandparent did it. Because my grandmother, bless her heart, I don't remember my grandmother having thick hair. And my grandfather was bald-headed. So I can't go by him. And my grandfather's mother always had her head wrapped when I saw her. But if I go for the females on the other side, from my grandfather's side, thinking of cousins, I guess that might be where the thick hair lineage is. I don't know. But my daughters, my son, my grandchildren, both of them, head full of thick, curly hair. All of them. Y'all, I'm telling you. I don't know what it is. But I gave the monster some fur. Did that. Y'all, I don't know why I have not been crocheting with this M hook all my life. This, I am in love. I declare every project that I do now, to do it with this M hook is big. And things are just flowing. Yes. Plus I'm doing my favorite stitch on top of that. So that makes it good. Y'all, I've only done one short. And that was by accident. I'm sure if you look at it, you'll see that it was really by accident. It was like the beginning of a vlog. And I don't even know how I hit shorts. But I guess I'll figure it out. Kiara, help! That's my help, y'all. I love her. I love her so much. Because she's always right there with a little helping hand. And I so much appreciate it. I really do. I told myself after I finished my grandbaby's hair, I said, I'm going to go ahead on and throw about 1 or 2 rows in here. And then I'm going to call it a night. Then I looked at the number of stitches I had done for the day. Because trust me, every time I had a chance, I was picking it up. And I looked at the stitches, the amount of stitches I had done, and I was like, I guess it's another no sleep night. Because I got work to do. Is there anyone else who views my channel who's disabled or not working? And how has it affected your quality of life? I guess that's my question. I said I was going to ask a question, and I guess now is the time to ask it since it's on my mind. But what I want to know is if any of you are currently not working. I myself am disabled and can't. But for whatever reason, you're not working, you're retired, it was a family decision, whatever. Are you currently not working? And if that is the case, how has not being in the workforce affected your quality of life? That'll give us something to talk about. I won't say next time, because in a couple of hours I'll probably be on here again. I get to the point sometimes I just need somebody to talk to, because I'm all alone. There's no one here beside me. I look at too much TV. I need a life. Yeah, here I am. And it's coming along very well. And keep in mind that I pick up anything. I got 1, 2, 3, 4 projects right here. So at any given moment, I'll pick up either one and just start. But just before I push play this go around, I picked this one up and finished a row already. And if I'm not mistaken, that row had 133 stitches. So this one I have 135. I can tell you now, for my response to the question, I'm going crazy. Don't you want to come along? I am so used to the rat race of the 9 to 5, even though mine was typically 3 to 11 on my last job. And the one before that, it was 6 a.m. to 2 p.m. But I'm so accustomed to the structure of having a job to go to, and I did not realize how much I would miss it. October 2020, when my doctor called me, we had a young lady was sick on the job. And I got sick the very next day, going in after her. And I didn't think it was COVID. I wanted to be sure, but I really didn't think it was COVID. But I knew that I was sick. And I knew that, especially with us being smack dab in the middle of the pandemic, there's no way I could go to my job sick like I was. So I went to my doctor's office and had the test done, and of course had to be quarantined for 2 weeks to wait for the results. Yeah, this was way early. And when he called me back, before he called me back with the results, my cardiologist called me and said, I kind of need you to take the time to come in the office. We need to talk. Oh, okay. So I go in the office and I'm like, what's going on, Ryan? And he says to me, I'm pulling you out of work. No, sir. No, ma'am. It's not an option. I'm pulling you out of work. Your EF is down to 23%. And I'm not happy with that. That is my heart function. I sat in the office. I was in shock at first. I cried a little bit. I got mad. It was almost like going through a grieving process. And I got myself together and I told my doctor, I'm a hard-headed cuss. Check this out. I told my doctor, I'm going to give you 24 hours to think about it. And if you feel the same in 24 hours, I'll comply. I always said I was a cookie. I never said I was the best tasting one in the bag. Okay? So, of course, I called him the next day. And he was like, Kitty, I'm glad you called. I still feel the same. So I hung up and I called my job. Told my boss, I don't want to do it this way, and I will come in and make it official if you like, but my doctor says I can't work anymore. And she says, I know, I got the facts yesterday. What? I had the right mind to call Ryan back, but no, I didn't. I understood. I have to say, I kept quiet a lot. And it was becoming increasingly harder to work, not being able to sit down when I needed. I'd feel my heart racing. I would feel lightheaded a lot. I would feel exhausted. And I didn't know what was happening. I found myself being hospitalized more, and it was scaring me, and I went through that before the lockdown even. So I had gone through that for like a year, and I just, I figured having the pacemaker defibrillator made everything better, and if I didn't have it, I would probably be worse off. And on one hand, that might be so, but what I was relying on this little mechanism in my chest and was not giving the signs the attention they needed. So in one respect, I'm happy for the decision that was made, because if I had kept going the way I was going, I wouldn't be here. But at the same time, the psychological adjustment, y'all, now that's the, you can fight through pains sometimes. You can call a doctor and, you can come up with a remedy, but when stuff starts messing with your psyche, it's not quite that simple. Trust me, I thank God for my therapist. I think she is the absolute best. She is wonderful. Yes. And I wouldn't trade her for all the gold and silver in the world. I put her right there with my little team of doctors and even my family. I just think this woman is the cat's meow. She is absolutely wonderful. Which is a good segue into what I want to talk about. Hey, my whole topic has gone together today. This works. So, my philosophy is that your doctor or your care provider should feel like your best friend. And what I mean is, you should be comfortable enough to call your doctor if something is wrong at 3 o'clock in the morning. Now, whether they answer the phone or get back to you or not, you know that you've either left a voicemail or a text, and you know that they're going to get back to you at their earliest convenience. My doctor, bless her heart, goes on vacations and seminars and whatnot frequently, And I understand that. And I try not to bother her when she's gone. But I feel comfortable enough that when something is going on that doesn't feel right, that doesn't seem right, and it's like a toss-up, do I go to the emergency room? Do I wait to see her? Then I will slide her a little text, hey, I got a ding here, and it doesn't look too good, and I'm not sure, there's no fever or anything, but it doesn't look good. And I can drop her a text, and either she'll get back to me at her earliest convenience. And that's comforting to me. Like I said, my cardiologist, we're on a first name basis. My doctor and I are on a first name basis. My dentist and I are on a first name basis. And like I said, that's the way I feel it should be. If you all are not comfortable with each other, then something needs to change. And I don't believe that going into a medical establishment telling a doctor that they need to change to suit you is the way to do it, because they are who they are and you are who you are. I am who I am. And sometimes personalities clash. Case in point, several years ago I got a call saying that my daughter needed to go to the doctor and she couldn't drive. She has multiple sclerosis as well. So when she has her breakouts, she's a little more subdued about them than I am about mine. Mine, I will push the issue. I will drive. I will go outside and can't see nothing. I have plundered through the house in sheer blindness until my eyesight decided it wanted to come back. But I turned and looked at my boss and told her what was going on. She told me to go. Hopped in my car, came over here to Hampton, went in the doctor's office. My daughter was the first patient. We sat in the lobby for over an hour, waiting to be seen. When this doctor walked in the room, we got in the back, and this doctor walked in the room. She looked at my daughter from foot to head, head to foot. One of those. And my daughter replied, The doctor was in the room all of maybe 10 minutes. For 8 minutes, that's how they communicated. Nobody said a word. They did this for 8 minutes. I'm sitting in the chair looking at these two goons. Not laughing because I'm disgusted with both of them. I am. You mislated our doctor, and that is your patient. You mislated our patient, and that is your doctor. You need your doctor right now. Doctor, you need to assess your patient. Y'all need to fix this. Because this doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense to me. It doesn't make sense to either one of you. And it doggone sure doesn't make sense to the insurance company. Because if they had any idea this was going on between the two of you, I'm pretty sure you wouldn't get paid, Doc. That was ridiculous. You want to know how I really feel about it? I just told you. That was... I was disappointed. I was disappointed in both ladies. I really was, because I just expected so much more of both of them. But the last 2 minutes they finally communicated, and it was a very quick and catty conversation. I talked to my daughter when we got outside, and I really didn't even feel comfortable talking to her because it wasn't just her. If it was just my daughter, then I'd have gone outside, I'd verbally scold her a little bit, and we'd go on about our day. But both of those idiots showed just how immature they were. And I know my daughter watches my vlogs, and I want her to understand because she's already heard this. But I want her to understand how I really feel about it. But that is not the kind of relationship you should have with your doctor. It is not. There's something a lot more current going on with my daughter. And I hope and pray that she can find a way out of this situation a lot sooner than later. And with that in mind, y'all, where are the neurologists? Where are they? Why is the appointment list so far out? Why do they have these non-caring, non-educated, can't fulfill your needs nurse practitioners in that particular field working with patients? You know, how are you, a nurse practitioner, going to tell a patient when it comes to their meds, instead of explaining them, you say to the patient, you go on, you do what you want to do. If you don't want to take them, don't take them. You know, and there's certain medications you just cannot stop cold turkey. You cannot stop them cold turkey. And if I come to you as a patient and I ask you, look, do I really need such and such? I mean, because, you know, I really wanted to be taking less meds, and I'm noticing that I'm taking more, and, you know, I just wanted to know, you grown? If you don't want to take it, don't take it. Do what you want to do. I'm not going to get into what, but something happened as a result of that. As a result of that nurse practitioner saying that to a patient. And honest to God, I'm glad that they waited before they told me. I am glad everything played out like it did in the aftermath, because if I had found out any sooner and a different way, I don't think we would be vlogging. I am very externally protective of my kids and my grandkids. I am like a whole lot of people. When I grew up, but I have not forgotten the immature side of me. And when it comes to the protection of my family, I will lose a lot of memory. That's all I'm going to say. I'm a mother first. And that includes grandmother and am. So, when you go to the doctor, when they come in the room, ask them to have a seat. Talk to them on the same level that you're on. It's intimidating when they are standing above you and you're sitting here and you got to look up to them. You know, they're already feeling in a position of power. And no, get on the same level, or you stand up. Just tell them I feel better when I stand. Let them know. You know, and if they are opposed to your comfort, that may be a clue that you need to get another doctor. When you're in the hospital and the doctor comes in the room to call, give your assessment, discharge you, tell you you're staying longer, whatever, ask him to have a seat. And, you know, I mean, think about it. You're sitting here in a hospital gown, all your backside out. You know, you're not in a position to verbally defend yourself in any way. Because, you know, part of your focus is keeping that gown closed. You don't care if it's the doctor. You don't need to see all my backside. You're not even that kind of doctor. You know, so ask. Just, you know, politely say, hey, please have a seat. It'll make me feel so much better, or in my case, I tell them, when people come in and they just standing over, it makes my anxiety go up a little bit. So can we have a little Jesus meeting and we come together in the middle? Let this chair be our mediator for right now. I do a lot of joking. I do a lot of laughing, joking. I think it breaks the seriousness lots of times of the situation. My cardiologist, when he recently became my cardiologist, but he is the cardiologist that put my device in. And before I went under, he said, "Is there anything that you'd like to ask of me before you go to sleep?" And I said, "Yes, sir." He said, "Okay, what is it?" I said, "Promise me that when I'm in recovery, when I wake up, your face is the first face I see. Then I'll know I'm okay." I don't know why it was the first time I had ever made that kind of request. And he said to me, "I promise." And I was starting to doze, but I told him how important promises were to me. And he said, "We got it." Y'all, when I woke up and I looked in the chair, he was sitting in the chair. He had his feet propped up on the foot of the bed. He had, I call them case files, but medical records in his hand, and he was writing notes and looked like checking off things and signatures and all that good stuff. But he was right there. He was right there. And I appreciated him so much. The doctor, the cardiologist who was my doctor, two of them worked very close together. And my fear going into everything said there was no way I was going to be able to afford that surgery. I just knew that when I got the bill, I was going to want to run somewhere and hide. So my cardiologist told me not to worry about it. He sent someone in the room to talk to me and gather information, and I just kept praying, "Lord, I know I got to let it go. I got to give this to you and let you handle it, but the insurance that I have is only going to cover this and not that, and I know that alone." So when I got the bill about a month later, and I saw the first line, it said, "Oh, y'all." When I saw that bill, it said $400,000. I was like, Jesus. I declare my heart skipped like 5 or 6 beats. I'm telling y'all. But when I looked down on the line that said amount you owe, and it said $9.32. $9.32. Y'all, I got a $10 money order real quick and told them to keep 68 cents as a tip. Pay it forward. I did. I was so grateful. I was so grateful. And it wasn't like, the two doctors got together and discussed it, and my cardiologist at the time, Kaylin, decided that how important it was that I have it, and Ryan and Kaylin got together and decided that and the charity fund, with the two of them and the charity fund, my procedure was going to be covered. Y'all, have been blessed in so many aspects of my life. I have, and I'll fuss. I'm human. I'll fuss and complain about things that I'm going through, and get upset and out of sorts. And when I look back and see the fact that I'm still here, going cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. The solitary is driving me batty. But when I sit here and I look at that, the fact that I'm here and I have power somewhat to work on making me better. As opposed to not having those blessings in the past and not being here at all. It's a beautiful thing, y'all. It's a beautiful thing. I look at the fact that for the past few months, from the middle of the month to the end of the month, it's been a struggle nutrition-wise. We are eating, but it's like not what we want, or having to cut back significantly to make sure we had enough for the next meal, or shopping day to day, or the kids getting only what like the bare. Ooh, my nose itches. The bare minimum requirement. But it's like, when this last blessing, well, I think I told y'all about it. I was in the grocery store and my card wouldn't work. And the gentleman behind me paid for my groceries. I was like $82.27. And he did it without hesitation, without fail, not looking for anything in return. And I'm looking at the fact that when my grandkids want peanut butter and jelly and chips, oh, and can we have a fruit cup too? Yes, by all means. It's in there. Go get, because my grandkids are not bad at all. For instance, the other day my grandson wanted a bologna sandwich and salad. They love vegetables. They like their grandma in that respect. My favorite vegetable is spinach. My granddaughter's favorite vegetable is green beans. My grandson's is broccoli. And my grandfather was a Geechee, and I used to sit on his lap and eat. So my taste buds tell me I'm supposed to have rice with every meal. And rice goes with everything. Everything. You can take your veggies and mix them up in the rice. You can make gravy to go over the rice. You can have rice and butter. You can take your meat and chop it up real fine. Like ninja it to the point that it's pureed, purified, to the point that it's soup. And pour it over the rice. But rice goes with anything. And even though it has no nutritional value, it can be like a filler in those times that the pickings are slim. Yes. I'm sorry. I was on a roll and couldn't stop. To cover my mouth, that is. I'm so sorry. Y'all, I am not believing. Just sitting here talking to y'all over these past 34 minutes. I have done 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7 rows. Wow. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So I got one more row of this. And then I go back to the coral. The only thing about working with this hook is that with it being so big and me crocheting so loosely on this shawl, lots of times the hook will slide right out. But all in all, it's okay. I mean, like I said, I'm working on row number 8 right now. And I'm happy. Happy! Oh, in case you haven't picked up on it, Sister loves to sing. I love to sing. And it's going to sound so funny. Sometimes I'll be in here singing, especially when there's nobody but me in here. And I can just hear my mama's voice. Bless her heart. Kathy, please shut up. Woo! It used to tickle me so bad, and it still does. And then when we go to church, she'll start a song that nobody else knows and tap me and my daughter, finish singing it. Like, didn't you just tell me yesterday to shut up? Every time I open my mouth to sing, don't you tell me to shut up? Now you telling me to finish that song that you just made up and then told nobody the words to it. I am, no, this is how I usually do. I'm sitting here crocheting and I'm having a conversation with y'all, and I have a YouTuber's channel on, and she's doing a tutorial. And I cannot tell you 5 things that she's done. But it's, it's either like this or music. I listen to either one, and that's why I need a crochet group around me. That's what I need. Or we need to Zoom and, we all be sitting here crocheting. Something. That's what I need, because I love to be around people and listen to crochet talk. I was looking at, excuse me, sorry. I was looking at Tony from TL Yarn Crafts earlier today, and it sparked a moment for me to pick up and start crocheting. She was reviewing yarns. I would love to be in positions like that. A yarn reviewer and a pattern tester. That's what I want to do. Yeah. I did it. It's time. I did just kind of throw that yarn down there. But everything is like right here beside me. It ain't go fur. It ain't go fur at all. See what I mean? It's right here beside me. Just so you all know, I am going to border this simply because of the fact that I prefer tying my yarn off and snipping it as opposed to weaving in ends and I know what I'm trying to say. I'm sorry. But as opposed to weaving in ends or working the tails in, I'd much rather just tie it, snip it, keep it moving. Yeah, see, when I do tutorials, I need to learn how to do all of this. Today, I just looked up and she had increased the speed during that moment while she went along. The only thing I know right now is pausing the video and keeping it moving. I want to do better. I finally, started using my Google Calendar. So I only got one day. I took like an hour out of my day today to set it up. So instead of writing my to-do list down, which a part of it I'm going to have to write down anyway because it's something I want to talk about tomorrow. And I've learned to kind of jot it down like an outline. Lots of times I just wing it, but for the most part, I have my day in my calendar like a to-do list, and I have allotted like 15 minutes after I do my morning devotionals for crocheting, and I got the first thing on the list: make your coffee. Then I get to do the girly, like, read my Bible and do my meditations, and then I get to do my girly stuff, my shower and brushing the teeth and all that good stuff, and getting dressed, and then I get 15 more minutes to crochet. Well, 15 minutes to crochet. And that's like in the first hour of being up. And then the next hour, I forgot what I have on the list to do, but I know crocheting is in there as well. And then it'll be time for the babies to wake up, so then I have to go cook and serve their plates, and then I come back to crocheting while they're taking their showers and stuff and getting ready for the day. And then I have to clear out these cabinets because I get my dresser tomorrow. So the setup in my room will change again, but this will be a more permanent fix because I know exactly where everything is going. And one of the reasons I did not finish putting things up when I changed the chair down to this end of the room was because I knew I had the dresser coming. So I just kind of left everything. The most important thing to me was getting this chair out of that corner. I had started feeling a little claustrophobic. So I moved into more open space, but I still have to do something differently because now it's a really big chair and it's sitting like right here by the door. So anytime you come in, you have to deal with the chair. So I need to find something else to do with the chair. Kind of scoping things out and seeing how to do it. I did at one point think about putting the dresser over where I just moved those two cases, and bringing the case down here. But one of the reasons I moved myself away from the case is because I want to get up and move around more. And if it's right here beside me, I'm going to be sitting here more. And I don't want to do that. So I don't want to block the window either. Excuse me. Because since I don't go outside as much as I used to, I still want that natural light. I know that even the natural light being there is better for vlogging. It's better for the presentation. That natural light coming in facing me, of course. But yesterday, oh bless my heart, tomorrow is going to be a busy one, but it's all good. I think I'm mentally prepared for it. I'll get up in a minute and go in here and fix me a cup of coffee so I can knock out about 20 more rows of this. I got to bring that deficit down, y'all. I was so disappointed in myself when I saw how far behind on stitches I was for this month already, and I'm like 29,000 stitches behind. That little voice, I'm like, that ain't right. I got to do so much better. I really do. I think I'm going to finish this row out and then I'm going to call it, because that will be 10 rows. And I'm so happy that you all hung in here with me. Are hanging in here with me. Yeah. I'm starting to see my lighter. And my lighter is telling me, hey, the cigarettes are right over there. I think I did good today, y'all. Today, all day, I think I only smoked like 4 cigarettes. Well, I guess I should say yesterday, because technically it is July 7th. Yeah. It is July 7th. Well, it's good and bad. That means I did not meet my goal again yesterday, but I have crocheted so much being up here with you all that I got a hella start on today. And that is marvelous. Only got a little bit to go, y'all. And I'm going to let y'all go. Another thing that I'm apprehensive about doing tutorials, I tend to crochet fast. That's why when I teach, I try to do as little as possible and let the student do most of the work, because going slow, I get lost and confused. I'm sorry. My phone is singing to me. what I was saying. I did. Oh, about how fast, I don't, to me, it's not fast. Like right now, I feel like I'm going so slow. But when I get in that zone and I'm going, I tend to forget that I'm working with someone, and I don't want to do that. So I want to, okay. I would get to the end and just flood it. All right, we are at the end, and as promised, I am going to give everybody a bedtime hug and kiss. And remind you that when you look in that mirror and you see that reflection, make sure to tell that reflection, I love you. And know with every fiber of your being, from the bottom of your feet to the top of your head, that I, Kittee, love you too. Good night, everybody.